back to Third Take. Martin here with my fourth player profile. And I'm going with another guy who's playing pretty well at the Senior Bowl. Not quite to the Dawad Jones level, but quite possibly the most underrated player in this whole draft. I feel like I haven't seen him in the first round of a mock draft once. Everyone I talk to, second round, they don't know who he is. It's Darnell Wright out of Tennessee. Tackle. He's 6'5", 342. This is a big dude who has super violent and powerful hands. Has the best anchor in the whole class. As much as I love Dawad Jones, it's not close. His anchor is ridiculous. You can't push this guy back. It's pretty wild. And this is a dude. You would think he would get more respect and press than he does in draft coverage, because this is a guy who went up against Will Anderson, maybe the best player in the whole draft. Went up against him, allowed one pressure, got beat like 3 times the entire game. Played absolutely great. Also, last year, went against Bama, game before. This year, he was at right tackle. That year, he was at left tackle. Played great both games. No sacks, probably 3 combined pressures. If you can do that against Will Anderson, you'll be totally fine in the NFL, which is how I feel about Wright. He also, just like Dawad Jones, has phenomenal technique. In my opinion, the second best technique out of any tackle. Same, just like Dawad Jones, has a great trap tech. Jones is a little better at that, but he has great power. He's an awesome run blocker. He can move pretty well to the second level. Broderick Jones is like 3'10". He can move a lot better. He's the most athletic, but Wright can still move. Super technically sound, like I said. He has great hand usage. He has very good feet, too. That's another thing that really jumps out at you when you watch Darnell Wright, is how his feet never stop moving. And another thing that I love is, I think you really saw this at the Senior Bowl, is he really changes up his pass sets. He really doesn't do the same thing twice. He'll short set and go immediately to the right sometimes. It's a deep drop other times. Some guys have inconsistent pass sets where their footwork just really isn't good, but this is practiced and tactical, and I love it. He also mirrors pass rushes super well. He has phenomenal knee bend and is super low. I have seen him miss his punch a few times, but usually he is able to recover and get his hands back inside. And he has great grip strength. Once he gets his hands on you, he is not letting go. And he's a little bit stiff in the hips. That's really my only concern. I think he has good enough feet to make up for it, though. It's just sometimes he just doesn't really look like he's moving that quick, but his technique makes up for it, and he also has pretty long arms. So, absolute worst case scenario, he's a Pro Bowl guard inside, but I really don't think he'll need to move inside. I think he has good enough feet for it. It's just his hips are a little bit stiff, so that could happen, but I see him being a good tackle. He's the 15th or 14th player on my board currently. That's not finalized, but that's where he is right now. And I like him basically in that range, to the Steelers at 17, maybe even to the Pats at 14, just in that Jets 13 maybe even, just in the mid-teens really is where I would really like to draft Darnell Wright.